Now we're going to move up here, start taking apart the front end. The front bumper is held on with 2 bolts, one in here and one in there, and then there should be 3 screws in each headlight bezel, but I think I'm missing some. And we'll get into this thing and see what we got. The headlight is held on by this chrome bracket here. It's got 3 little bitty screws that go here, here, and here, and they're tiny little buggers. Teeny tiny. Anyway. Okay, the headlight bucket is held on by these 2 screws here. These guys here are just adjustments along with the spring. If you go up and inside, there are 2 bolts here that hold the headlight bucket in, there and there. One thing to keep in mind is that there's a ground here that runs to the marker light. Make sure you get that back on there. Okay, we got the headlight buckets out and the front bumper off, and now we got to figure out how to remove the rest of the grille. It appears to bolt up underneath the header panel here, and then there are a couple screws down here. There's one there and one there that hold it into place there. I think if I take out these 2 screws and the bolts for the header panel, this thing should just come off all as one piece. I believe that it's bolted up into it, and the nuts are back in here. I can't reach them, can't see them. So we'll see if I can take the whole thing off and get it from the bottom side. Cheers. Okay, we've got the header panel and the grill off, as well as I went ahead and pulled off the latch mechanism and the support for that all in one piece. It bolts to the rad support there. It bolts to the lower valance there and there. If we can get down in there. And then it bolts to the rad support here. And then you've got 2 bolts on either side that bolted into the fender there. And there are actually 4 screws holding the lower portion of the grill on. One over here, one there, and then same on the other side. One just there and one on the other side of the front bumper support. Anyway, I'm going to lift this thing out of here and see where we're at. Okay, we've got the front grille assembly out, the header panel, and the hood latch mechanism. Got it sitting over on the floor over here. You can see it's pretty busted up, so I'll see what I can do with it. I'll take it apart and clean it up and do something with it. Probably get a whole new grill. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but we'll see what we got to do there. Now then, I want to take off this lower valance, and that should leave us with just the fenders and the rad support, and then we'll have this front end apart. Okay, we've got the lower valance off. It just bolted to the to that lower fender panel. It had 3 bolts on this side, 1, 2, 3, and it only had 2 on this side. I think one of them was missing, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. I wanted to pull the front bumper supports off, but I think those will be a lot easier to get off once I get off the lower fender or the whole fender. I'll probably just take the whole thing off as one piece if I can. Outer, inner fender, stuff like that. Well, she's coming along. Gonna have this this thing tore down pretty quick now, I think. It's getting dark out here, so we'll see what happens.